Does anyone else think that ADHD is just autistic monotropism with executive dysfunction, or the executive dysfunction component of monotropism? Like, for those who aren't aware, monotropism is the contemporary theory of mind regarding autism. So it's a theory that explains what autism is. And monotropism is essentially polarized thinking, where you're so hyper focused on a certain topic, and when you're doing certain things, your brain is engaged in that thing, and you then struggle with change and moving around because you're quite polarized in thinking about whatever it is that you're focused on. Now, because of that, you're going to have executive dysfunction at times, because you're going to struggle to do one thing and not the other. And those who present more, as we'd consider to be ADHD under the current definitions, are those who struggle to maintain attention on certain things because they're constantly focusing on other things. Now, those other things are things that interest them. So the kids at school that keep looking out the window and everything, it's because it's boring at school. The stuff they're talking about doesn't interest those brains. So they're looking at, the little kid over there making a paper aeroplane, and then a bird flew over, and then this and then that. They're focused on anything interesting in their brain. Now, when you get those kids into like whatever job they're in, whether it be a trade or whatever, they can focus for ages on the topic that interests them. It's not about an incapacity to focus. It's about an incapacity to focus on something that doesn't interest you. That's right there. That's ADHD. Now, that's really resonating all through autism as well. Like, autism is that monotropic focus. It's focusing on things intensively that interest you. I'm starting to wonder if ADHD actually doesn't stand separately to autism, and it's just the element of executive dysfunction that comes with monotropism. Now, don't get me wrong, any diagnostic assessment I do, I'll still separate the two. I'll still go by the criteria. I'm no muppet. But I think we would be remiss to just accept the way everyone has described everything as correct. Let's face it, the DSM is written by, I'd assume either undiagnosed or neurotypical people. It is certainly not, going to be representative of any kind of affirming way to look at things. You got to wonder if we've kind of asked it up a little bit. Because ADHD seems to be all about executive dysfunction, whether it be inattention or hyperactive and impulsive. And autism is all about monotropic thoughts and polarized thinking and inability to do things that we don't find purposeful use in. Anyway, just wondered if anyone else had thought about that.